Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series. We have entered the year of 1986. Many people say this is the year that kind of put the beginning of the end of World Class into motion. So let's see how that develops. Of course, World Class continues in name through 1989, 1990, but the buyout of the Fritz von Erich, anyways, in 1988. We run on the network through 1988. I believe it's Halloween is the last program, but we will cover all of those. We open with some matches from Wrestling Star Wars. I think Christmas Night Star Wars might be it here at the beginning of 1986. The Missing Link and Jack Victory. Talk about a clash of styles. Obviously, Link has been an in and out guy for the last couple of years, maybe a year and a half. Obviously, uses the headbutt every chance he gets, and that is his main offensive weapon. Victory, who is a guy who really has not found a guy that he can't find a way to defeat on a given day. But the Link may be too much for him, as the Link does manage several shots that sends Victory to the outside. We see a lot of choking, a lot of underhandedness, and, like I said, several headbutts from the Link. The Link heads to the second rope on the inside, hits a diving splash type maneuver, and gets the win there. We move off or on, depending on your mindset. I, of course, did not mention the early segment of Ralph Foley performing God Bless America. I've mentioned before how much I don't necessarily like songs of inconsequentialness in shows, but I get it. I understand it. It's just not my thing. Dave Peterson and Mark Youngblood versus the Freebirds. Freebirds being Hayes and Gordy in this iteration. Youngblood has not quite found his way yet. However, has managed to kind of be, a guy of note. Peterson, of course, has done okay. Actually, I was wrong. The Hayes match comes up later in the month. This is Buddy Roberts and Terry Gordy. Obviously, Freebird's back for the six-man's titles with the Von Erichs. Youngblood, who's relatively new to the sport, led through a decent series of exchanges, including top wrist locks and full Nelsons by Roberts. Roberts, of course, a bit of enhancement talent over the years. Coming back here, I believe they did a stint in Mid-South in 85. I know that they returned there before the end of the 86-87 time frame. Gordy still looks massive. He's put on a good bit of weight, and then we do see Youngblood take the majority of the match here. Tries to get a spinning toe hold, tries to get a modified leg hold. Peterson comes in and continues working on the leg, splashes the leg of Gordy. Gordy with brilliant facials while he's down. Looks like he's in severe pain, but everything is obviously mentally and emotionally under control, and the work on the leg goes through several minutes. I would say the majority of the match. Gordy comes up limping, and Buddy Roberts back into things here. Not exactly where he really wants to be, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter because, well, at the end of the day, Roberts is able to hand him back off to Gordy. Once Gordy gets a few minutes, Gordy, again, still one of the best in the world. Hard clothesline by Gordy, and Gordy is keeping the ring cut off from the other side with his man there, and again, we kind of do see a decent approach. Bulldog attempted then the dropping elbow by Roberts. Roberts keeps things under control. I almost wonder if Youngblood isn't on his way out here only because he takes so much of the punishment. I'd say, first of all, the Freebirds have 80% of the match. It also say that Youngblood is in for at least 75% of that punishment. Missed shove off of the Bulldog and a hot tag to Peterson. Peterson trying his best to light up Roberts and does in short term. Sends him off and around, pull of the hair from the outside by Gordy. This brings Youngblood back in, and all four men eventually do end up brawling with each other. Roberts, though, takes advantage of the distraction point and I think manages a double clothesline with Gordy. The tag off. Gordy with the second rope inside power slam gets the victory for the Freebirds. Then we move to our main event, and that is Kerry Von Erich, Kevin Von Erich, and the dynamic duo. Of course, Adams and Hernandez. This is the match where they actually are no more. They believe the tag team championship on the line for this. They call, for some reason, the American tag team championship is on the line here. And I mean, they are given a good 15 minutes, if not a little longer, to work this out. Again, I'm not a fan of how little is done to remind us who the champions are week to week. Obviously, if you follow week to week and you're in the territory, maybe you know, but I mean, the announcers do not put that over on a weekly basis, which I'm not a fan of that. I think you have to spoon feed people, spoon feed new fans. Anyway, Kerry cast to the outside and looks to have hurt his knee early. Kerry gets pulled back in the hard way by Chris Adams. Adams is less than satisfied with that decision, and a big bump he takes over the top rope to the outside off of the discus punch. Kevin comes in, clears house on Hernandez, and then we kind of break things back down. More wrestling style and pinning attempts, holding a guy down, that sort of thing. Kevin comes back in with Gino. Gino, it has been so valuable, very valuable to the promotion over the last year and a half. And they do go at it. We see Kerry manage to hit a, I guess, falling back elbow from the top rope. Not something that we're used to seeing Kerry do. More a Kevin move, but Kerry does it upon occasion, but does it here. Breakdown, and Hernandez has Kerry under control. Kerry is in phenomenal shape here, muscular-wise, obviously, and just really looking like a beast. Really, we kind of see things going in a positive direction, and I will be right back, grabbing my phone, and then we kind of see things continue to go for the Von Erichs. Some breakdown as Hernandez takes back over. Hernandez seems to be, I guess I would say, the more dominant of the two. Although there is a miscue where Hernandez falls off the top turnbuckle. They do the double down headbutt spot, which always gets a reaction from the crowd. The champions do end up having a few more miscues throughout the match. Barely does a save. Does Adams in the mid to late stages. Hernandez seems to want to dominate the match, works over the leg of Kerry Von Erich and gets a figure four on. Really, if you're going to watch one of the Von Erich and dynamic duo, not dudes. I've done that before. Anyway, if you're going to watch one of those matches, this would probably be the one to watch. Kevin breaks things down kind of uses that body scissors that he'll normally use, goes clearing house on Adams, and it signals to the crowd that he's ready to be done with it all. Does get the very close near fall, but Adams sends Kevin over the top rope. Believe the referee is considering calling for the disqualification, but doesn't. I don't quite know why. Maybe referee's call or whatever. Anyway, Hernandez goes to the outside again and brings the championship back around, and certainly Hernandez tries to console his partner that things didn't go the way they planned, all the miscommunications and all of that. Needless to say, the dynamic duo having issues, and a slap from Adams into the face of Hernandez, the breakup of the dynamic duo here. And that's how we close the first week in January of 1986 here in World Class.